Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn in our Cavernwood colony. We're trying to now get everything wrapped up. We got some storage in last time. We've got tunnels going. However, I do want to move this over for just a second because we're going to put it underneath here. Let's go. Path. Nope, there's the tiny tubeway station facing out this way. We'll remove this, toss in that tiny tubeway station under there, and there we go. Here, I'm actually going to take out these dynamite. There we go. Let's take all those out. We're still going to need them. However, what I do want to do is, one, we're going to have to put in more storage here, of course. So we'll do some storage here. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go from there. But I also want to come down, and let's go down to the very bottom here, all the way to the bottom of the map. There we go. And I picked up, it's under landscaping, the underground path. Finally found the mod again, so we're going to use that. Cost 2,000 to unlock it, but in all honesty, it's worth it, especially with the way we're building. So we're just going to connect that in there so they get all of those in. And now with the underground path, we're going to come back over here and we're going to take out all of this here that we just did. Yep, there we go. That can all go. Well, maybe not. There we go. We'll take out all of that and all of those. And we'll do all this and all of this here. There we go. And we're going to redo it in underground path instead of just underground, I guess, tunnels. Because that'll make it so much easier. Then we can just come back through. They can continue on walking and just go from there. It's under landscaping. There we go. So, again, we're just going to come over. And we're going to come down here. There we go. That's good there. We're going to redo these. Now, the underground path you can only do in straight lines, but that's okay. We can just make really long straight lines here. And we'll come down here. Let's start about, let's say right there for now. We'll get all of this in. We'll get all of this, maybe not that far. We'll go there. Let's clean up these tunnels just a bit. I want to leave the path, but I do not want, let's see, demolish buildings. We don't want all of the overhangs. And we're going to get the path connected back here. And we'll even say that these are just a little bit more important than everything else. I missed one. Put that in there. There we go. They can get all of this done. They can work on all of these. Over here, and over here, and over here. And as long as I connect this path back in, that should mean that hopefully now they'll just make paths all the way down here. But they've got a long way to dig there, and we're just going to leave them to it. Back over here, we're pretty much going to just have to take out this stuff anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and take those out for right now. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. Let's see what we need. What was the last one we put in here? Corn. So if we do, what do we got? Eggplants. Have we done eggplants yet? We've done those. Corn. Eggplants. We have eggplants stored somewhere, but we don't have any rations. That's weird. Let's check and make sure that we got that right here somewhere. So we've got the cassavas. We've got canolas, algae, eggplants, and corn rations. Oh, I've got corn rations twice. That's why. Let's do eggplants. Nope, eggplant rations. That's what we need. Eggplant rations. There we go. That takes care of those. We've got cassavas. We do need mushrooms, though. So let's do the mushrooms on the bottom. And then when we make another one, we'll put that for mushroom on the top. But this is the fermented mushrooms. There we go. Now we're just going to do... We need soybeans. Nope, got that in the wrong order. Soybeans here. Where's our soybeans? Soybeans. And that goes up here. And you can be the fermented soybeans. The last one, we need mangroves. And we'll do... There we go. We'll do our kohlrabies. Now that does leave some need for other things, but that's okay. We'll figure that out as we go. Did they get all these in? Yeah, they did. They just need to stop building for a second. Go on, guys. Get all of that. Get out of there. Go on. Shoo. You know what? I'm just gonna let them build. We'll hold off, and once they're done building, we'll come back and blow that up. But speaking of building, what I could do is let's toss in a ladder here. There we go. All of this can go in here. All of that can go there. And that should let us put in all of this stuff. Once they get this in there, I could probably put in some dirt right on top of it. Dirt. Let's start with this since it's already done. And those aren't done yet, so we'll come back to that whenever they get done. Our apartment buildings are keeping our beavers pretty good on the well-being score. There's a couple of things that we could probably improve on, but honestly, we do need to put in a couple more things. For example, we need the tribute to ingenuity, so I'm actually going to put it here. We're going to take that out. I don't want that anymore. Let's move our teeth grindstone over to near the trees. That would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? I don't see too many people there very often, so that should be enough. So we can take those out. Let's take all of these out. There we go. And you know what? Let's move the hauling post and the workers' place maybe over to here. Yeah, let's do another hauling post here. We'll do another workers' place here. There we go. And then we'll get rid of these two. These we should be storing somewhere else. Let's take out all of that. And then we could move. We had a couple more of these, so we're just going to put a couple more there. There we go. And maybe eventually we'll find a place for these. Maybe we'll stick them underground or something. But for now, we're going to leave those where they're at. I do, though, want to put in here that monument. So let's put in, we're going to go, we want the tribute of ingenuity here, right out in front, probably facing the same way. The only thing is, I want to power it from the bottom. I believe that works with this. If not, it's going to be a lot of extra materials that we're going to have to go through, but we'll figure that out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to dynamite down here, and then eventually we'll come over and connect into that power shaft that's going this way. We've got our triple dynamite in here. Let's see if we can take out a lot of this. There we go. And does that connect them down? That connects them down to that layer. Question is, how can I bring in a tube there without causing too many issues? Let's go down below. So that tube is there already. Well, we could just put one dynamite there and blow up the ceiling. There we go. Let's grab the one there. We'll say that's good, and then hopefully that lets us connect in down there, and we'll put a tiny tubeway station on top. We've got a little bit more dirt that we can put in here. There we go. We've got that in there. There's the tubeway station. Let's go ahead and grab our tubeways here. No, we don't want path. We want one tubeway. We want one of those, and then let's get those in there. Did I do that backwards somehow? How did that happen? That's just weird. Put you that way, and then you can go over there. There we go. And I forgot what it was that was in there. I want to say that was... There's that. How about... I think that was the cassavas. So let's do cassavas there. There's our cassavas. And they can finish that off. Our poor lonely dynamite that we put in last episode, I just completely forgot about them. So we need to blow them up too while we're here. I think... I want to say... that's just one more down that we need. Yeah, that's just one. So we'll do a quick dynamite there. Hopefully they'll get all of that in. And then we can connect in those as well. We could replant this, but I think this area is still going to be for something else. We got our dynamite in here, but we're still going to have to go down a couple of layers. Let's go. I think that's... Is that 2 or 1 left? Just 1. So... we'll put a 1 there, and then let's go ahead, go all the way back down. And what I'm going to do here is something similar to what I'm doing with the rest of the power shafts. Let's go ahead, we'll put in tunnels, but I want the underground path here. And we're just going to come this way, and we're eventually going to connect into here, but I also want to come from here just to see if we can get more areas for them to actually go through. And then we're gonna go ahead and go this way and this way to get the double wide path so that we can build our power shaft in there. How are they doing down here? Not bad. Much better than before. And actually, you know what? We can probably take down all of these extra... Oh, definitely don't want that many, do I? Almost had a catastrophe there. Let's not do that. And then let's do... Nope, I don't want that. I want these out of there. And then let's just connect our pathway back. There we go. You guys are all connected. Pathways are good. Look at just that line of beavers that come to pick stuff up whenever we destroy stuff. In fact, speaking of which, let's go back up and across the map here. And we can take a look. I want to move this stuff out since it should be stored somewhere else anyway. So let's say empty these. And then look at that line of beavers just coming to pick up stuff. We don't want any of those in there. We don't want any of those. We can do that and that. And did I think I missed one. There we go. All right. What a line there, just to pull all of those out of there. We're going to have to find a better place for these, though. We could put them underground with everything else, but, you know, I'm not sure I want to. We might just move them around. Let's see. If we do, let's do 1, 2... We've got 6, and that seems to be plenty, so we're just going to put them right there next to the side of the dam, and they can just kind of hang out there. They have got most of this done over here. Let's take a look. First of all, we can take out these. Nope, not all those. We want just the ladders out of there. And we'll put in the overhangs. We want 4. There we go. We'll do the 4 there. Let's get in the dirt for that. There we go. That'll look nice. And then what I think I'm going to do is we're actually going to come back and dynamite here and bring it over, and dynamite here, and I think I can bring it down through the platform. We'll find out once we go there, but we'll leave this for now so that we can still connect up to the top here. Now on the layers down below this, let's see where we're at. Okay, they've got a good deal of this done, so let's connect these in so that they can finish these out. Those go there, those go there, those go there. Those are all done, those are all done. Let's have them pick up all of the planks in here. we're going to have a bunch of extra planks at some point, that's for sure. There we go. And yep, there we go. Those are all done. Nope, this needs to go. And these need to go. Yep, these need to go. They can come and pick up these whenever they can. We're gonna say I want to fill in these right here, so I don't actually want the impermeable floor on those. There we go. That can go. This can go. And we'll do this and this, this and this, and let's grab the floors for the rest of this area. Anywhere that's not covered in an impermeable floor needs to cover it up. There we go. All covered and looking good. Why is that pathway? Oh, I know why that pathway is like that. Because we have a ladder here. They have other ladders they can go. There we go. And now, okay, that connects in there. We can even take out the last of these holding things up. There we go. And hopefully we can get the water in here this episode. I got this last dynamite in. We're going to take that out. And then I'm just going to put ladders in here. I could do something fancy like a tubeway to get stuff down here. But in all honesty, the ladders should work just fine. And that will let them get down there and start making the path through here. It looks like they've got a good portion of it done already, thanks to those underneath paths. Now, some of this, they're having to walk quite a ways, so maybe that's what's taking them so long. I could probably... You know what? Let's just toss some quick storage down here for it. Small warehouse. You know what? Let's put you about here. And I don't know if the... Will the other type work? Tanks? Small tank? Nope, too tall. So, I guess they can do this, and we'll say explosives, gain that. That looks good, and in fact, you know what? They've already got a walkway in here. There's not really much reason that we can't go back on some of this. Take that out of there. And if we go down here, around and over, we can even build farther if we want to. We can do that. Let's go ahead and connect that in there temporarily. Let's get the path in through there. Have it come through there, and then, power-wise, we can go ahead and put in some of the power shafts that are here. That can go there, go there. Let's do a corner here and here. Grab these pieces. There we go. That can come all the way down to there for now. Over here, how are they doing? Well, not too bad. We'll say that the power shaft is going to be... Actually, the power shaft needs to be on the lower one here. So, let's go ahead and take that out of there. There you go. Yep. And yep. And yep, there. Power shaft's going to be on the outside here. So that can go for now. Oh, we want to pipette. There we go. We'll just do something like that. We'll put the power in here. And then as they can get through there, we'll let them work on all of it. They've been working on their tunnels here for just a little bit, and since the last time we came through, they've made an update to the game where now the power shafts are adaptable, kind of like the tubeways are. So we can just connect those in there without having to take out any of this. We've got all of these set in here. In fact, it looks like they're ready to go around the corner here. Let's go ahead and get those in there. There we go. And then we'll just come down here. We'll go around the corner and we'll let them finish that out. while we're waiting, we'll also take out this right here. There we go. And we'll grab that. It's going to have to come across here, but eventually it'll connect in there. We'll get all of these. There we go. Same thing here. They'll be able to get all of that. This looks mostly connected in, so we can take this out of there. Let's go ahead, remove all of this. Yep. And we'll remove this path down. Yep. Back it goes. We'll get all the power shafts in here. There we go. And then we need to get the other type of power shaft. There we go. Solid ones. Up. And up. And... well, we'll just do a couple more. There we go. That leads up to here. And then we can finally put in... let's see. We've got our monuments. Let's grab this monument. We'll set this right on top. There we go. That looks good. We've got all that taken care of. You know what? I think we're going to plan for our Earth repopulator too. And I'd like to put it maybe right down here where some of our first industry was. This, I don't think I need anymore. This, I don't think I need anymore. These can be moved somewhere else. In fact, we've got plenty of various free builders. I guess we can put in some more to get some more stuff built. Maybe just a bit quicker. We'll put in those, and then we'll remove these. We don't need the bad water supply there because we're not pulling in bad water anymore. We'll let them clean that up, and then we'll go back down underground here. All the way down here. There you go. I think they should still be able to build that from the top. Yeah. There we go. They've got the power shaft in, so we'll start working our way backwards here. Let's do about this many. And if I put in a terrain block here... okay, they can reach it. So, before they can put in this one, they have to complete this one. So hopefully they don't get a bunch of beavers trapped in there. We'll keep an eye out for them because I have a feeling they probably will. Also, while we're down here, let's put in our tubeway station here. We'll keep going with the solid tubeways. Once that's in, we'll work on building back this way, but we're definitely going to need to dig down here. Let's go this, and we'll get dynamite. We'll toss down the 3 dynamite there. Okay, that's pretty important, so we can go ahead and get that connected back up. Oh, look at that. They've got around the corner already done here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll get the power shafts in there. There we go. That's looking good. They can connect all of those in. They're working on those. So now we can come back over here and we can get in. Let's see. We want more underground paths here. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. Do I want to come down? I feel like I should just come across here. And then we're going to need the same two-way. Go up to, well, right about there for now. But I'm going to want to go over farther. So we'll come up here and let's say we'll dig down so that we can start going from this side. We'll just put in maybe one of you there. And we'll do dynamite 3 down here. Actually, I know we're going to need the power shaft from here. So let's do one there too, and then we can do 2 power shafts. The power shaft. I could come up right next to it, but I think I'm going to go from here. Just kind of feel like I want that way better. So go ahead. We'll take that out of there. They can put this in, and then from here, we'll have them just come out slightly and go down. There we go. That can go down there. And then they've just got to get those in there to actually, well, they might actually go down there and just make that. They did. Okay, good. Well, let's use old-fashioned ladders here. And then they can start building from this side too. There we go. All that can go in there, and they'll figure that out. They can also come in and put in the power shafts here. We want the solid ones so that they go up and connect in to right there. That looks a little strange. I wonder if the regular one works that way. Yeah, it does. There we go. We'll use that for now. And then I think that's good. We just got to let them work on this tunnel a little bit. They've actually got some of it in there. We've got a lot of that done. They've got this back here done. Let's go ahead, clear this up. Yep. And that can go. And we'll say, go this way, and then up here, I bet they've got that dynamite in. Yep, they sure do. Gonna need, get rid of that, and let's, there we go. Should be good. And then we'll start building those in down there. Down here, they've got a lot of this done, so we'll go ahead, filling in this. Really wish there was an easier way to do some of these things, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to take what you get. Over here, I think we can actually start filling in. Yeah, there's no reason not to fill in some of this stuff. So let's go ahead. We'll do the same thing here. Take this out. You know what? We'll come back about that far. We'll get some dirt blocks. Rain block. Facing this way. And if they have to, they can run all the way from the other side and get those. There we go. Over here, a lot of this stuff is not really getting used. That's not getting used. Let's go ahead, clear out this section. Yep. And we'll clear out this. We'll clear out this. And we'll put in that and that. That looks good. They can pick that up. This was for the extra extract. It's still filling up, so we'll leave that for just a minute. Over here, we had put in some dynamite, and what I think I'm going to do is we're going to come around this way. We're going to go down 2 here. There we go. And then underneath, we're going to try and build some actual, just regular old... Yes, there you go. Okay, good. Had the right one there. Some regular old, just two-way tunnels, not the solid ones. We do have to unlock that still. Huh, okay, well, that's fine. We know these two ways will fit under here. There we go. That can go this way. And then when they get here, we can go ahead and come around the outside too. Let's see... Yep, we'll just come around the outside. We'll have like a nice lighted little path. Kind of like accent lighting, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if beavers do accent lighting, but you know what? These beavers definitely do. Let's do underground path, and we'll just start going out this way. There we go. All the way to there, just so that we have it. And then we'll probably also want to go down this way as well. We'll go all the way that way. Now that they've got the entrance way over here and we don't really have to worry too much about it, I'm going to take this path out. And hopefully that means they'll come back down here to get that, because we're going to connect in this here, and then we can start making our way this way as well. There we go. We can leave that. That little patch isn't going to hurt anything. It's not that big a deal. And once they get these two in, we can start filling in this and fill in back to here. So then we can take this out and get these connected in. But that's definitely going to take us just a minute. So I think we're going to call it there for today. We've got tunnels going, everything's going in, and you know what? Let's just wait for this to come in. Let's say that's super high priority, so someone comes down here, grabs that, and we can see that our tribute should turn on just as soon as they've got that connected. There it goes. Looking good. All right, we've got that tribute all set up, ready to go. You don't even see any wires for it. You wouldn't know there were any wires to it unless you came around to the edge of the map. But we're going to go ahead, try and get the rest of this connected in next time. We're going to clear up this spot right here and then probably get our tribute in. We've got, or not our tribute, but our earth repopulator in. We've got a little bit to finish up here, and we've got to move our farms over here next time. So, or at least some farms up on top of here, just to maybe add a little bit of extra food for our beavers. But just wanted to say thank you very much for stopping by, and hope to see you next time. Bye!